Before we get into detail, I just want to make sure that you as a client understand that whatever information is being shared within this session or any other session after this will be confidential and will not be shared out to anyone else outside of this unless you're causing harm to yourself or others. But other than that, this is confidential. It's fully private, so you're more than welcome to share whatever you want to share. For starters, my name is Andrea Quiroga, and what's your name?
I'm Jacob Mendoza.
Okay, Jacob. Where are you from? Tell me about your family, your age, hobbies. What do you like to do? Any relationships?
I'm 20 years old. I'm from Dallas, Texas, and I currently live by myself. I have an older sister and an older brother, but I'm not really attached to them as I used to.
So you used to be close with your siblings. Tell me about that. What happened? What caused for you to not be close to them anymore?
What caused for me to not be close to them anymore is after my dad passed away a couple of years ago, I started to have a problem with alcohol, and it hasn't stopped since a couple years ago.
So your father died. I'm really sorry to hear about that. How's your family, besides you using alcohol as a way to cope, have you or your family done anything in order to help you out during those past couple of years, or is this your first time here reaching out for help?
This is my first time reaching out for help because since I'm not close to my siblings, I really don't tell them much.
So they don't know about your current alcohol abuse?
No.
Correct? Okay. So since this is your first time or session reaching out for help, what made you come forward? What made you decide that today was the day that you wanted to talk to someone about the problems that you've been facing, the alcohol? What made you come forward and decide that you needed help, you wanted help?
I finally understood how I'm damaging myself by continuously drinking daily. And since I know that no one else is going to be there for me to tell me, I have to do it myself. And so I decided to come and have a session with you.
Well, I just want to let you know that you're here for a reason, and I want you to understand that we're here to help you and you're not alone with this. And whatever questions you might have, or if you feel uncomfortable or you want to try something else, you're more than welcome to just share that with me or anyone else in this agency to make sure that you get what you need in order to become better. If you don't mind me asking, how did your father pass away?
I'd rather not answer that right now.
Okay, that's okay. You don't have to answer all of my questions during this session. We can have that conversation another time if you decide to come back after this. So the alcohol abuse, have you noticed yourself, or has anyone else noticed that if you're violent whenever you're consuming it? Are you not as active, or tell me about that?
I usually just drink and stay home. I don't really talk with people as much as I used to because I'm just focused so much on drinking to help me cope with the pain I'm in.
So you're using the alcohol to temporarily relieve the pain from the thoughts that you have of your father's death, correct?
Yeah.
That's what you're saying? Okay. So, you said you live by yourself?
Yeah.
Okay. And do you have a job, or did you used to have a job? Tell me about that.
I don't have a job at the moment because I lost my job because I couldn't manage to stay on task because of the alcohol.
Okay, so if that's something you want to talk about during another session, if you want to try and get back on track and get a job potentially, if you're comfortable with that, we don't have to do that right now, but in the future, whenever you're ready to jump back into work, let me know and I'll be more than glad to help you. As of now, are you receiving any help from any other programs? Has anyone else referred to some sort of AA meetings, or how you said in the past, this is your first time
Well,
reaching out?
in the early stages of my problem, that's when I still like spoke with my siblings, and they at first told me to get help, but I really didn't listen to them. And right now, they don't know at the point that the problem has gone to. But yes, this is my first time reaching out for help.
Okay, so your siblings did know about the beginning of you when you started consuming the alcohol, but they don't know the stage that you're at. That's what I'm understanding.
Yeah.
Is that correct?
Yeah, that's correct.
Okay. Well, I can refer you to some programs that help with alcohol abuse. It's some sort of rehabilitation center where you can get back on track. It wouldn't be a one-to-one session. It would be a group session, some sort of therapy where you realize that you're not alone. There's a lot of people that are going through similar issues that you might be facing, especially since you're very young. You're barely 20 years old. And obviously here too as well, you're more than welcome to just continue more sessions with me if you feel comfortable enough, and maybe that way we can continue and share more information about what's going on, so I can provide more help for you, more programs, more resources to help you out. But I will close this session since we have a couple minutes left. Is there any other questions that you have before we close down the session? Is anything else you want to share? Anything that's on your mind right now, or questions about future sessions if you're willing to come back and talk about it more?
No, I think I'll go more into detail maybe on a later session.
Okay, so I will see you back sometime next week whenever you're most comfortable, most available, and we can go on from there, and we can set up some goals maybe to help you out. We can talk about your hobbies to see if maybe the hobbies that you used to like to do in the past can help you get the alcohol out of the way and focus more on the stuff that you enjoy doing the most prior to the alcohol abuse. Does that sound like a plan? Setting up goals next week, or?
Yeah, I think that helped me.
Okay.
That helped me out.
Okay, well then we'll see you